and this large fountain section on the deck just never worked. It was originally a signature focal point on this pool deck, but is now clearly broken and has been for some time, as was the indoor solarium's one. Up at the lawn club, chairs have clearly seen better days. And I
Welcome, Potion Sword Run. Cats and Coffee, little blog where I just check out the news, see what's going on in the day, and share it with you. Um, Went to Winchell's this morning. Got myself a medium coffee, regular, delicious. I already told you guys last time, but I put the raw sugar in there. Tastes freaking on point. And again, got myself a chocolate bar. It's called the chocolate bar because it looks like a bar and it's made out of chocolate. You know how bread has pan dulce has its own name, so do donuts. So yeah, that's what I'm having again. Another chocolate bar and Winchell's. Oh, did I misspell Resident Evil? My bad. Let me go check it out. I can't see my title. I guess I cannot spell Resident Evil. Let me see. Resident. I can spell it. It just seems I misspelled it. But thank you, LA Albo. LA Albo. Hey, speaking of which, number one fan, uh, why can't you keep your fucking channels up? What's going on? Like, who's reporting your channel all the damn time? Like, who's that thin skin that they gotta report your channel? I don't understand, man. Especially because like all you say is a bunch of bullshit that nobody believes. So it's like, why is everybody over there getting all pissy? It is what it is, man. Anyways, today is a good day because we woke up, man. We woke up. You know, it's always a good day when you wake up and you have, nothing to do today. I didn't get on. Oh, there we go. I got some napkins over there. Ah. So yes, life is good, guys. Life is good. Um, Turns out I'm still playing Resident Evil. Um, I'm having so much fun with it. Yesterday I did like a 2 hour session. Um, I'm getting pretty far. I'm almost out of the mansion. So I'm not sure what happens after that, but so far so good. I don't understand a lot of things. What like what? Don't I understand? Can you elaborate more? What I don't understand. But even then, yeah, I know I don't understand a lot of things because there's a lot of things we still need to learn. I don't understand, trigonometry. I don't understand, how space works. I don't understand how to build rockets. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. And to think you understand everything, nobody cares about your gameplay? Okay. Apparently you care. You care most than most. You watch all of my shit. Not just all of my shit, like everybody else's shit. And you watch a lot of YouTubers who are like so small. Like you waste your time on that. That's hilarious. And it's funny that it makes you sad. That nobody watches my stuff. Hopefully you're staying warm. It's been it's been very chilly lately in the United States. Hopefully you have one of those heater buddies to keep you warm at night, man. Sometimes I think like first off, I wouldn't let myself be homeless because of my pets. It's like how can you be homeless with cats and shit? But I always think, like what would happen if I were to become homeless? First I would have someone take care of my cats, but like where would I sleep? That's why I always wanted to get a van, just in case I needed to be homeless for a bit. I could always sleep in my van. But even then, man, I bet it gets freaking cold in there or hot in there too and shit because you're living like in a metal tin. So like I don't know. I always think like, would I sleep behind this building here? Would I like go down to the fucking woods? Would I go down to the ditch area? Would I be a solo homeless? Would I camp out with other people? You don't want to camp out with other people because they steal your shit. They're more drama. But man, yeah, I think about that quite often, or I used to think about it quite often. Worry about your dingy space, a beggar. Why are you jealous, man? You're just jealous because nobody loves you enough to offer you somewhere to live. I know it's hard, man, and it hits you right here. I understand. So I understand your anger and why you're always angry. Like you're just mad at the world. And I understand. You've been dealt. No, you haven't been dealt the wrong hand. You kind of get what you deserve. The life you lead is what you get. So everything that comes at you is what you deserve. So there's no sympathy there. But I understand why you're angry at everybody and lashing out. Especially making up shit you don't even know about. Like my room, I don't know where you get dingy from. It's freaking full of brightness, sunshine, cleanliness, love. You will yell at Lucky on your stream today. Will you yell, Lucky? Lucky! Are you happy there? What else do you got? What else do you got besides the roof over your head? Like, hopefully you have a nice sleeping bag. Like one of those minus degrees sleeping bags. How's it going, Ricardo? Just talking a little crap with our good friend Albert, our good stalker, our number one hater. He's a angry individual, just mad at the world. He's mad because he has nowhere to live, because no one offers him any help, because he has to look at everybody else living their beautiful lives, and then he gets all angry. Scary Bick. Okay. No StreamYard. Crybaby. Okay. Oh, come on. Of course he's outdoors. I just hope that he has like like a little a heater buddy to keep himself warm right now, because I know it's been cold lately. I always wonder, like, does he sleep behind like buildings, like next to the dumpsters and shit? Like, I always wonder, like, if I was homeless, like, where would I sleep? I really do sometimes. Like, I would have like at least, like, I don't know, 10 different spots, um, where I can sleep. But that's just me. I thought about that a long time. Like, I was talking to Albert earlier. I thought about that too when I was thinking about buying a van, just in case I ever had to become homeless, because whatever. Um, I thought, yeah, a van would do it. Just like as a backup. But this day and age, man, I know it's stupid expensive for apartments and shit and houses. Forget it. But I mean, you can always rent a room, you know. So that's the thing. You don't have to be homeless if you don't want to. You can always rent a room. That's what I'm doing, and I'm living the life. Living the life. So I was saying about Resident Evil until Albert showed up. But Albert gave up in life. He has no plan to get clean or better up his life or his situation. You have to well, it looks like rock bottom from over here, but for yourself, you have to hit rock bottom before you actually do any changes in your lives. Um, yeah, like, I don't know how further rock bottom has to be for him or for anybody in that situation, but yeah. Then it's hard, if it's hard to keep a job too when you're homeless. Sometimes you need a freaking like address and shit and all that crap. So yeah, but I mean, like I said, um, we have people like who fucking come to this country with no money, who are with don't even speak the fucking language, and are able to succeed. And so, like, there's no excuse for an American who's born here, who has all these fucking constitutional rights and shit and privileges, that they can't fucking just be like a normal functioning citizen in society. Like, you really got to be a fuck up in this, or just someone that doesn't really like have no motivation for improving themselves or just being a good person in order to fuck up in the United States. But it is what it is. So I was saying, oh, that's true though too. Yeah, nobody wants to rent a room to like an addict or somebody that's gonna fucking fuck up their spot. Everybody wants peace of mind, and no, you're right about that too. I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking about what would I do, but then again, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know, like I wouldn't, like, it's because he's angry all the time, and like always talks like, not talk shit, but like when everybody even looks at him, like he gets all angry, so it's like, why would you want to live with somebody that way or rent somebody that way? Yeah, I get it. I mean, then now I get it. Yeah, I get it. No, have no job, Kenny crybaby. Aw, so you're jealous, dude, because I get money for being sick, for being disabled. That's America for you, bro. See, if you're to work hard enough and and accumulate all these work credits, should they say, and something happens to you, then boom, you get taken care of. Why? Because you were a functioning member of society who put in all this money into the system, and now it's coming back to me. So you can be mad all you want. I'm gonna be sit here drinking my coffees, eating my donuts, playing my video games, and you can be angry, crying all you want. Oh, it feels so good. Yeah, definitely a liability, man. To have someone like that around you. And not only that, but then given his fucking track record with jacking off outside your windows, like how can you trust somebody, like that around your family? Especially if you have females living around in your house, kids or something. Fuck that, man. You don't want some fucking weirdo out there jacking off in the fucking outside your bush and shit in your window looking at you. And the thing about working, dude, at least I can keep a fucking job. You jumping from job to job to job, getting fired every other week, just like your YouTube channel getting taken down every other fucking day. Now that's pathetic. Yeah, especially the sex offender. Like that really screws you up. You can't. You have to register as a sex offender when you're near schools and shit. Man, 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 man. Speaking of Resident Evil, Resident Evil sold 5 million copies in 5 days. I don't think I have the. Let me see if I can bring it up. I gotta erase all this stuff from the other day. I'll bring it up right now. But man, Bagel Corner is gonna spit in your donut, crybaby. Okay. Even though the Bagel Corner doesn't have donuts. Why are you so angry, Albert? Like seriously, like I bet you wake up angry, just angry. Like, well, I mean, I guess because you're homeless and you have no friends, like your family don't like you, you have no prospects in life. I get what you're angry, but I mean, it's like you can change that, bro. Like, do you know how to smile? Like, smile? Why are you so angry, man? Dude, because Resident is really good, bro. Resident Evil Requiem. Um, it's just like a good, like there's no bugs, It's like the pacing's good. It's challenging. The story's fun. It kind of has like those little jump scares, but then it also has like regular zombies. So it's like not like sweaty scary. Doing the puzzles are fun. And it's like the puzzles aren't hard. I guess there is like one crazy hard puzzle in there, but that's like end game stuff. But like to get to like the next level or door or whatever, like the puzzles aren't hard. It just it's like I don't know, like they pace it so well. They did a really good job with that game. I kid you not. And I don't like spending fucking I don't like spending $70 like on games, but this one was actually pretty. It was worth it, man. At least I think it was worth it. And I'm still playing it right now. Actually, I haven't finished. But yeah, man, they sold here's they did a tweet today. Resident Evil official Twitter, and they wanted to express their heartfelt gratitude to the over 5 million players who braved the horrors of Resident Evil Requiem. Thank you for 30 years of support. 30 freaking years. Wow. God, think about that, guys. 30 years of Resident Evil. Man. But it is really good. We have a lot of the gooners and shit, and people are still complaining about it. Because they complain about everything. The grifters and stuff. They're complaining about Leon, that he's being overly sexualized as a male in the game, but the female is not, and they keep on talking about that, and it's like, dudes, it's like I wouldn't even think about that because the game was just so good. Like the um, how they were dressed and everything, their presentation. I mean, it just all made sense. It would have been freaking weird if Grace, the girl, if she was walking around with all her boobs and shit, just hanging out. It would be hella weird because it don't fit her character. But yeah, I guess that's one of the things that people are still complaining about. But it's good to see that it's made its money. It's gonna, it's a huge hit and shit. And yeah, we'll see what happens next with the franchise. But I mean, they've really, really taken care of Resident Evil as a franchise. So I really admire that from Capcom. They did a freaking awesome job. Time goes by fast. I remember I was yesterday at my nephew's place. Yeah, dude. I remember I didn't have a regular, I think PlayStation when it first came out on, the first Resident Evil, but my friend did down the street. So I would go to his house once in a while, but we weren't really like that cool. But we kind of, we kind of knew each other. We would hang out once in a while, but like we weren't really friends. Like I would hang out at his house all the time. But but he let me watch him play. He had a PlayStation in his garage, and he let me watch him play the PlayStation One. And to me, it just seemed like I came from Nintendo. I came from all these cartoony games and shit. So when I saw the first Resident Evil, I mean, it looked so real, and it looked like a game for adults. It was like the first game that I saw, and it seemed like it was for adults. And so I never got to play it. I didn't get a PlayStation One. I did get a PlayStation 2, and then eventually I played, of the remake of it. But yeah, when I first saw it, it blew my mind. And not only that, too. After that, I saw what was that? Tomb Raider, the first one, and I was like, oh, dude. Once I saw those, I knew that gaming was gonna change for forever. But yeah, man, like you said, time flies. 30 years of Resident Evil, and it seemed like just yesterday when I was in that garage checking it out. But anyways, it's good to see that they're doing good. Especially because I really really do like the game. It's a good game. Like I wouldn't tell you guys that the game was good if it wasn't good. Also on the docket, the Trump administration is debating whether to allow Tencent to keep gaming investments. Supposedly, Trump might make Tencent diverse in the gaming scene, and because of national security, you don't want all these Chinese companies pretty much to own all these American companies. It's just not the biz. Even though America is set up that way, to be a capitalistic company and stuff, where you can just buy all the stocks you want. But it looks like Tencent might have to diverse, which is crazy because Tencent actually owns a shitload of or parts of American companies. They don't own them all, but they own like a lot of them, like Riot Games, which is huge. They own like stock pretty much in every franchise. I mean, every publisher out there that you might think of. I think they even own like 5% of Nintendo. So the list just goes on, which is I think it's kind of funny though and hypocritical that they're doing this only to Chinese owned companies when we have Saudi Arabia with the sovereign fund from the Crown Prince that owns a lot of different studios as well. And that isn't good for our national security either. So I don't see why they're picking on. I mean, I don't care. Pick on China, but also pick on Saudi Arabia. Make them diverse from our American companies. Or is SNK even American? And I think SNK might be it might be Korean if I'm not mistaken. But you know what I'm saying though. It's like if there's other companies that are investing into our whatever, then or other countries should I say, then they should be held to the same standards as Tencent and Chinese companies. But we know the Trump administration is corrupt, plays favorites all the time. So yeah, I don't see that I don't see that changing anytime soon. But this is kind of huge. We seen what happened with TikTok and stuff. How they had to diverse their company with TikTok, and then they ended up sounding to freaking what are those freaking someone in Israel, and so now it's like a big old propaganda machine from Israel. So it's like it's a bunch of bullshit, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. They're not being fair. They're being hypocritical. They want just what they perceive as friendly countries owning stuff, and the ones that aren't friendly, they want to make a lesson out of them. But it is what it is. I have no love lost for Tencent, but I just wish they would do that to every other company out there. That's every other country out there that's trying to buy up American companies. But that's just me. And we have some AI slop to talk about. Microsoft, or Micro Slop, don't like being called that. So in its Copilot Discord server, they began restricting access after users started posting Micro Slop and other funnies. So Microsoft is really panicking when it comes to their Copilot. First of all, because like I said, nobody has been using Copilot or nobody's paying for it. I think about 2% of the 98% of the people who use it pay for it. But even then, like 98% of the outcome that Copilot produces is wrong. So they've been desperate to put Copilot and their AI into all their different type of packages, including Microsoft Home and all that shit. All the Word and all that crap, just to inflate the numbers of people using their AI. But yeah, so I guess they're very sensitive to being called a micro slop, and I'm gonna keep on using that word now, micro slop, every time I talk about AI when it comes to Microsoft, especially when it comes to Xbox, because I know that's what they're doing. But it just goes to show how sensitive they are that they're banning these words from being used in the Discord server. I'm pretty sure they're gonna start banning them and all their different programs too. But this is not the first time they do something like that. About a month ago or so, Satya blah 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 blah, whatever the CEO of Microsoft was complaining about people calling AI slop and how it's hurting pretty much the adoption rate for all these AI agents. And I say, good man. If you can't handle getting criticized for something being called AI slop, then your product isn't that great. Oh man, what's up last night? How's it going, man? Oh man, I didn't get to see my mention Morning Ruin. Good morning, PSR. I'm on my second playthrough of Requiem to clean up some of the crazy achievements. That's awesome, man. I'm still stuck in the I've been taking my time. I actually skipped a couple days of playing because I was busy doing something else. But you know how you have to get those like little cubes to open up, like 3 cubes to open up the mansion door or whatever. I've only gotten two. I've gotten two so far. I got the third one, but that big ass monster lady took the little girl that was helping me with the third little cube, and then I jumped down to go after her into the hole, and then I played as Leon, like that little segment, and then I'm back into the hole with Grace looking for the little girl who's blind. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm not sure how far that is into the game. I think I might have been playing maybe, like I don't know, like it don't tell me how long I've been playing. It just tells me like I think I've been playing maybe 6 hours or so. So I might be like halfway through or so. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how long the game is, but I'm having a blast, man. Um, yeah, like for example, like there's an achievement that I got for killing the guy in the kitchen with the hammer that was like cooking or stuff, whatever. At first, I ignored him. Like I was just like I was doing stealth, so that he didn't see me. But eventually, I found him when I was with Leon, and I had a shitload of ammo. I had my shotgun. So when I saw him coming at me, I figured, fuck it, let's see if I can take him out. And I took him out, and I got an achievement for taking him out. And then you also get the pantry key as well to get into the pantry, and there's a bunch of stuff in there. But that's something that you don't have to do. And I'm sure you can pass the game without doing that, but that's an achievement you never get. And that's also a room that you'll never get into if you don't kill him. So I definitely understand doing a second playthrough, just to get to all the different doors, get through, all the different achievements and stuff. But yeah, I'm having a blast. I like playing as Leon more because he has that freaking axe, and you can sneak up on those zombies, like the ones that are difficult to kill, and hit them in the head and kill them and shit. But when it comes with Grace, like all you can do is knock them down, and then if you don't have any bullets and shit, then yeah. But it's fun. I'm having a blast. Um, I don't really like replaying Resident Evil games, but so I'm not sure if I can get all the achievements just through one playthrough, but whatever. I'm having so much fun with it. High guard, yeah. I talked about that the other day, but um, yeah, man, it's crazy that they're gonna cancel that game already. I thought they had supposedly I thought they had like some what do you call that when a plane is on the run. I thought they had more runway um when it came to high guard. High guard? Yeah, high guard. I would say high garden. Supposedly I thought they had more runway, like about a year worth of a runway, but I think they just figured that they only had like 200 people when it came to that were playing like in the last few days or so. So they probably figured, they're not gonna be able to turn it around. But the thing is, like, I don't know, like the game was already built. It's like already built. It's already there. You already spent all that money to build it. like, why not just try to spend like a little bit more to like try to save it? You know, it's like you just gotta pretty much tweak things, maybe get different characters or something, and I don't know. You know, like when you think about other games like No Man's Sky or whatever, No Man's Sky, and how they actually took their time to fix it, and now it's like a crazy game, and you know, people are still buying and playing it. Um, like you think they would like just invest a little bit more money to give it that shot, but I guess not, man. I guess not. But yeah, so remember, guys, every time we talk about Microsoft and their AI or just Microsoft, they're called micro slop now. Micro slop. Don't give them an inch. Remind them of who they are until they change their ways. That's them right there. Micro slop. I'm gonna keep this logo for every time I talk about them. I'm gonna have to include that now. Oh, and don't worry, last line. You didn't really miss much. I was just talking to our girlfriend Albert for a good while. We're talking about homelessness. You know, talking about stuff like that. And last but not least, we have a PlayStation, which is gonna stop putting their games on PC supposedly. Um, I think it's an attempt for next generation, so they can continue to sell their console, which is what's keeping them afloat as a company. Is to make sure that people buy the PlayStation 6. If you're able to buy all your PlayStation games on, let's say, a PC or a Steam machine, then that's less incentive for you to buy a PlayStation 6. It's the same thing like pretty much what Xbox did is shoot themselves in the foot, where you can buy or play Xbox games pretty much anywhere. Gives you no reason to buy an Xbox. And the thing about PlayStation is their console, PlayStation 5, was pretty much keeping the company Sony in the green. They're making 30% of all profits from all the games sold, including Roblox, Fortnite, and all these live service games that people are investing all their times in. So they just get 30% just for the games being on their service. So they need people, if not to buy their games, to at least buy their console. Because, like I said, the consoles will keep them afloat and what keeps them in the green to be able to make games to begin with. If it wasn't for the console, then obviously they couldn't be making the games because they wouldn't be making enough money to keep on making games. Especially, given the games that they did make wasn't making that much money in return. Like, for example, Spider-Man, where it cost like 300 million to make, but in return they'd only get like a fraction of that. Maybe 1 million, well, 100 million if they're lucky, because of licensing fees and all that crap. Hold up. So it definitely makes sense to keep like Ghost of Yote on the PlayStation 5. So in case anybody out there wants to play it, which people did because it's sold about 6 million copies already, you got to get a PlayStation 5. You can't wait for it to come out on PC, like a lot of people have been doing or were doing. Again, I think this is their strategy to pretty much not fall to the wayside when Steam machines come out, because Steam machines do have the potential to take over, especially when it in the living room, especially because supposedly you'll be able to play all these different type of games, including PlayStation games on there. But I guess that's gonna change. We'll see. Did I see Pat and Ian talk about John Hancock selling his collection? I did not see that. Um, I haven't. I am subscribed to Pat and Ian, but you know the like they're not consistent with their upload, so I never know when they upload. You know, so it's good. I just have to like randomly see it or find it or pop up on my feed. But I did see. I noted. I did know. I'm sorry. I can't speak today. I did see John Hancock. I'm not subscribed to him, but I did see a video come up like under my recommendations about him giving an update on his museum. But I did not watch that video either, so I'm not sure if he gave up on the museum, if he's still gonna do it, or what's going on. I did see, like I said, Gen X Gamer, his thing popped up on my feed where he was talking about that too, but I didn't watch that video either. So I'm not sure really what's going on with John Hancock and his museum. I do know that he was taking donations from gamers so they can add the games to the museum. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, to tell you the truth, Cody. Wait, is it a good video? Is it worth watching or what? I mean, I like Pat and Ian. I like their takes. Holy shit. So, I understand Hancock's wife has some serious health issues. So, I think he sold it to pay for his expenses related to that. John sold his games. He didn't come clean with all the people who donated the games. Wow. I guess like that's a tough spot, you know. Um, yeah, that's a tough spot. Yeah, that's the. I see why people would see that as scummy, but I doubt anyone in his position would have done. No, that's what I'm saying. You know, like I was thinking, like if I had a game collection and my significant other needed, you know, we needed money for medical expenses or whatever, especially if you know it was that or they die or you know they suffer, then obviously I would sell fucking whatever I had. Um, but the thing is, like these gamers, whoever donate all these games, like you know, once you give your game away, once you really donate it, it's like they're not yours anymore. You know, you gave it up for the cause, even though the cause didn't, you know, um, materialize. Um, I don't know. Like I don't know if that's scummy. I think it would be scummy if if he sold it for like other reasons, like you know, to pay bills or just to like, you know, renovate his house or buy a car. You know, something like if he just wasted it. But this kind of seems like it was a necessity. Yeah, that's that sucks. Like I don't know, that sucks. They kind of try to cover John per most, but also touched on him not telling people. Like, what do you mean that he didn't tell people? Nothing wrong with selling to cover medical bills. The bad thing is he's tries to hide the fact that he did sell. John tried to say he donated. Huh. So he lied about selling the games to cover medical bills? I mean, why lie about that, man? You know, it's just like if like anybody in the United States, when you tell them about medical bills, like everybody understands. Yeah, like fuck, medical bills can really make or break somebody. Break somebody, not even make, like break somebody. Uh, so so it's got to be like a leeway there too. That's what I said. 56K warning. Once you give away your shit for whatever reason, it's not yours anymore. So even if, like they said, the museum didn't materialize, you already gave away your shit to begin with. So it's like you have no say, man. He should have come down the truth. Everybody would have no choice but to accept. Um, yeah. Did he could have? I mean, I don't know. I think he's. I'm not sure how big he is, but I mean, I think he's big enough that he could have just opened up like a GoFundMe or something for medical bills for his wife. If he really wanted to, like if he really wanted to keep the museum going, he could have found other ways to cover those bills. Like I said, he could have had people donate for his medical bills through GoFundMe or something like that. And then if that didn't go through, then he could have probably said that I had to sell the games and stuff. Um, you know, but like I said, man, when it comes to medical bills, especially not just you, but like someone you love, you kind of do anything you have to do to make it right. Well, that's the thing. Last line, I think that the GoFundMe would have been worse because then they would just say, "What about those thousands of games you got?" Well, that's the thing. That's why you explain it on there. You can tell them on there like yeah, I'm trying to my wife whatever blah 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 needs this medical needs, and you can put on there. I understand that I have all these games that are donated, and if I don't reach my goal, then I will sell the games or something of that nature. But even just taking those games to begin with was a scam. Obviously. But like I said, like people have to be willing to give those games away. So like I said, once you give them away, then you have no reason to talk shit no more. I knew the retro gaming community wasn't shit when they began their channel with "For the love of retro games and we won't sell them." Good morning, retro bro. Fast forward, they changed their tune to selling market value. Yeah, we're just talking about Hancock. I guess Ricky told me that Pat and Ian had a video on them. I haven't watched it yet because I just don't watch their stuff that regularly. But I didn't watch John Hancock. I guess supposedly he sold a bunch of his games to pay for medical bills for his wife or some shit. And like I said, that's a sticky situation to be in because I understand people's frustrations because he was supposed to make a museum with the games, but then again, it's someone in your family, and I can see how you can get desperate and shit. But you know, yeah, like that's what I'm saying, Cyrus. Good morning, Cyrus. But he was in a no-win situation. He thought he did what he thought was best for his family. I'm sure he was reluctant to explain because he knew there would be drama. Yeah, but the thing is, Cyrus, my best approach is always just to be straightforward with everybody. Um, and then that way you don't have to hide shit. You don't have to be all sneaky, and you can just face whatever consequences head on. And if people want to be haters, and that's up to them. Whatever, life goes on. But I always think the best approach is always to be straightforward, honest with pretty much everything in life that you do, and it makes living a lot easier. because like you're just you're just living life, being true. And like seriously, what you're gonna get canceled? A bunch of people talking shit. All that is just all that chatter and all that shit talking and all that backlash. It's just pretty much good promotion for you. It keeps your name going. So like bad. What does that would say? Bad. Not promotion, not backlash. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Like bad news is good news, no matter what. I get why at the end of the day they are his games when they are donated. But Pat in the end really went out of the way to criticize him and actually haven't watched the Hancock video yet. Yeah, I'll watch. What's up, Junkie Cheese? I'll watch that a little later to see what they're talking about. Um, but yeah, yeah, there you go. No such thing as bad publicity. Like I said, like for example, right now, we're talking about John Hancock, and you know, so yeah, good publicity, bad publicity. It's just publicity now, and these days. I mean, unless you're like doing some, like shady shit, with kids or anything else, I don't think anything will cancel you anymore these days. It does put a stink in the entire situation. I would be mad too when you give someone for something purpose and not sell it to them. John should have cut the museum thing a long time ago. I thought he did. Like I didn't know that he was still freaking, going on with it. And did he ever say like how he was gonna do a museum? Because you have to pay for the building, like every month, wherever you're gonna store the games. So is he just gonna rent a building for like ever? Or like what like I don't know what his plan was, after you got all these fucking games. Like were you just gonna rent a building and put the games in display and let people just go in there and like look at them? Like does anybody know what his original plan was? Because I mean, you can rent, you know, something for like I don't know, $1,000, $800, but then what's he gonna do? Like just spend, whatever, $12,000 a year just to have a place where he can store his games? Like, was that his thing? Or was he gonna charge people to go watch, like, to, I don't know, like, what was he trying to do? I have many promoters. Oh yeah, dude. Indeed you do. You just missed one of your biggest fans earlier, Cheese. Yeah, me and Albert were having a discussion about homelessness in the beginning of the show this morning. Talking about our biggest fans. He's one of our biggest fans. Watches fucking everything we do, everything we do. Knows everything that I buy, and that's just me. Imagine you guys who he loves even more. But I was wishing him that he's warm during these times because I know it's been cold lately in the United States. Hopefully he has like a little the little buddy heaters to keep himself warm. The museum has always been tainted by grifters. He had a dream but no plan. They mentioned plumbers don't wear ties. That was an expensive donation. I wonder if like does he have like crazy games too, like crazy expensive ones? Like that would suck if you like really thought that he was gonna do a museum and you gave him like one of your most expensive games and shit, and he just ends up selling it. Three idiots tag me almost daily. That makes YouTube to believe I have many fans. Hey, that's good, man. They keep on tagging you and shit, so then your streams will keep on improving or getting higher numbers. I heard last time that you had 30 plus people on your stream, Evo. That's fucking awesome, bro. You know, from you coming, you're coming up pretty much. You know, as a streamer. Um, Remember back in the day, you just used to comment, just hang out, just jump on other people's streams, talk the shit. Uh, and then eventually you start streaming yourself. You get like 5 people, then 10 people, and now sometimes you get 30 people. And all you're doing is playing fucking video games, like these retro, homebrew ones. You know, you have your own little niche going on. I love it, dude. Keep up the freaking good work. That's some good, like, you know, positive content that we have coming out. You know, you don't have to be like that other fool fucking waking up angry every day at life, just mad at everybody because they're living their lives the way, you know, their best lives, and then this fool comes out all angry because his life is shit. Don't let them bring you down, man. Yeah, don't. Oh, 31 in the middle of the night. Shit, man, that's crazy. Yeah, don't forget about us little guys. Cyrus says, I agree, that sucks that people donated it and didn't get a museum. He could go off, handle it better, explain his situation. I get why he did what he did and have sympathy. Not a great situation. Yeah, I mean, there's no win situation there, man. But, you know, you shouldn't have taken those games to begin with, to tell you the truth. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, man, remember, we'll be the only ones hanging out on your channel and shit, watching you. Maybe like 3 of us. I remember, I remember back in the day, it was me, Albert, Evie, and maybe Quaya hanging out. 11,000 games? No. 99% was from donations, but John said he bought 90% of his collection. Did people really give like a lot of their games to him? Like a shitload of their collections? And this had to be what? Like 5 years ago? Oh, Evil can sing? Yeah, that's what I really like about his streams. Not only does he play games, but then he also does fucking karaoke in there too. You know, so it's fun. It's fun times. Dude, I didn't know it was that many games. You know, I thought maybe like 500, like less than 1,000, you know, like 500 or something games maybe donated to him. But like fucking 11,000 or somewhere up in that range? Wow, man. Like like a he would need like a bigger shop than what I was thinking, you know, to freaking a museum to store that. Um, for a museum though, can't you start like what are those things called, like a non-profit for a museum though? I think you can start a non-profit for a museum if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I am mistaken. I don't know. He started taking games back in 2018. He had some expensive games. That's why so many people are taking issue with it. I mean, yeah, yeah, I get it. Like I can see it both ways why people would take issue with it. You know. Um, but you know, once the games leave your hand and you're stupid enough to give them away to somebody who's going to make a museum or whatever, I mean, that's kind of on you. You know, what can you do? The retro bro, how many hours till the campaign ends? Retro Bro has his game on Kickstarter right now. I think Kickstarter, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I don't have well for the reason why I wouldn't mind playing Retro Bros games, but I don't have a Nintendo. Like I need a Nintendo, right? Or something that can play Nintendo games because your games are on Nintendo cartridges, right? Is that how it works? Yeah, I'm not really into like all the homebrew shit and all this stuff like that, so I'm not sure how that works. But this latest game, the sci-fi one, looks freaking awesome. You know, like it looks freaking good. I'm impressed by it. I really like the graphics and the artwork and the direction of it. But like, yeah, like I don't have a Nintendo, so I'm not sure how that works. And then I have a Mac, so I don't, I don't have a PC. So yeah, I'm ignorant when it comes to like making the games physical the way that you're doing. Like I don't know how any of that shit works. Um, so yeah, that's why I haven't. Just for full disclosure, like I would have loved to buy the games and play them, but like I don't have anywhere to play them or how to play them. And I'm just tired of buying fucking shit for my shelf and decorations. I stopped doing all that shit. I would have deleted my channel before selling it if I was him. Um, Come back with a different name and a VPN. um, the thing is though, like I'm not sure. I mean, he makes money off of his channel, right? Like he has enough subscribers where he makes money off of his videos and stuff. So it's like I don't know. I wouldn't get rid of my channel. Like for example, when Rich from RTU TV or whatever, Rich USA. What's his name? What was his channel's name? RTU USA. Whatever his name is, Rich. You know, Rich. How he deleted his channel that over had of like millions of subscribers. Like, what the fuck was that shit? Even if you didn't like the stuff that you had on there, get rid of all that stuff and just keep on uploading, regular videos, because he would still be making money off of just regular AdSense on there, So, like, I don't understand when people are getting rid of their freaking big, like, that was mental breakdown or some shit. So, yeah, I wouldn't get rid of my channel if I was John Hancock, because I'm sure he's still making money off of it. Um, I, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have sold the games, or I would have sold them and just lied. I mean, I don't know. Just you should have just told the truth. Just tell the freaking truth and just deal with it. A Mac, look at Mr. Fancy Guy. um, no, Drunky Cheese. The reason why I use Macs is because when I went to school, with the college, we took a lot of design classes and a lot of uh, we took a lot of design classes, and Mac was what we used pretty much in school, because of the different programs that they had. We would use Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Suite and all that stuff, and it just worked on Mac a lot easier and better. So it's just what I've always been used to, and since I've always had Macs because of college and school, I've always just kept up with them, and never went back. I had a PC. A PC was the first thing my grandma bought when we used to live with her, like when they first came out. But it was so complicated to use that I never really got around to using it. I did have like a few games on there. I think when I was like in fifth grade or so, we had a PC, like one PC in our class, and it had like a few games. Like it was like a game where it was like a little guy and shit. Like it looked like Atari graphics, but you had to like find little keys and open little places. I forgot what it is, but it's a very popular game. I'm sure if I knew the name of it, people would know what it is because it was a very popular PC game. But that's the only like PC that I ever really use, unless I use a PC like at work or something at the restaurants and stuff. But I've always used Macs. They just work. They last long. They don't fucking get viruses. Um, I mean, they just freaking work. So I really love it, and I'll never go to a PC, like never. Rich admitted he was getting at least 1,000 a month without doing anything for that channel. That's what I'm talking about, dude. You know, and imagine if you did put a little bit of effort on there, you can easily freaking double it, quadruple it, and like how much like when I used to work at the restaurant for the restaurant business, I used to bring home after taxes about $4,000 each month, and half of that would go to my rent, which sucked, and then then a lot of it will go to my medical bills and everything. So, but $4,000, but with that, I was able to live comfortably, even though a lot of it went to my bills. So, like, imagine just having like a YouTube channel that big where you're able to like make that much just making bullshit content. Like, why would you want to get rid of a channel like that? I know he has a second channel where he's making money now, but still, just have that one on reserve. Put on all your extra shit and just let it freaking make you money. Um, yeah, it has to be a freaking mental breakdown. Potion is a Mac master race, dude. The Mac, I'm not sure if you guys know, but Mac ecosystem's fucking awesome. For example, um, I can mirror like on my iPhone, my iPad, and my Mac, like all the screens are interconnected and shit. I can be sending files from my phone to my Mac like right here, right now, just by a push of a button. It's called AirDrops. I can freaking answer the phone on my when my phone's ringing over here. I can answer it on my Mac. I just push answer, and then it pops up right here like a freaking like a whole new phone. Like it's like it's crazy. Like the interconnectivity between all the Mac, iPhone, and iPad devices is like literally insane. I love it. Like I'll be working right here. I'm gonna send this file right there. I send it right away. I'm able to manipulate the file here, send it back to my freaking phone or my iPad or whatever, just like in a push of a button. Like you don't have to freaking put it in a card, put it in your PC, none of that bullshit. I don't know. It's just I love it. And that's just me using the basic features. This is like advanced features on this shit. A Mac. That explains the lack of PC gaming. No, yeah, definitely. That's why I don't have Steam or don't do a lot of the like. That's why I want a Steam box because I don't have a PC. And there's a bunch of freaking indie games that come out on Steam that either take years or never come out on consoles. I mean, awesome ones too. So that's why I want to get a Steam box, and that's why I don't play on PC, like stream on PC and stuff because I have a Mac. And some games on Steam are also Mac compatible, um, so I could play those games. But I'm just at the mercy of the developers. I used to have my phone linked until my ex used my MacBook. Learn my lesson about interconnectivity. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't have my phone connected to my to my laptop. Like, none of the like it doesn't mirror it. Like, I don't my pictures on my phone are not on my laptop or anything like that. What I was talking about was how easy it is for my Mac and my phone to communicate. Like if I need to send files between each other, just a push of a button or stuff like that. But I don't have none of my shit connected to the cloud. I don't have any of that shit where people can like look at my pictures or whatever if they get into my none of that craziness. Get a Steam Deck for the indies. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to come up with a Steam Deck Part Two. This other Steam Deck's already like what 6 years old and shit. So yeah, I'm waiting for next gen Steam Deck. I don't want to just waste my money and then come out with a fucking Steam Deck in a year or so. You can get one of those cheap mini PCs to play Steam games. Like I'll have to do research. Like I said, I really don't like when it comes to like homebrews. When it comes to like retro pies when it comes to like little mini PCs and like just stuff like that. I'm not ignorant, but I just don't know too much about it. So I don't know which ones are worth it, which ones are good, how do you build this shit, and stuff like that. Because I've always used like my Mac, which is a closed ecosystem. It just has the apps that work for it, and you can't put stupid shit on there. Same thing with my consoles, closed ecosystems. Um, Same thing with my retro consoles too. Like I never mod them. I always keep them all original. So that's kind of where I'm. That's the kind of gamer that I am at. That's why I don't really understand like a lot of the like the homebrews, how you're making the games on Kickstarter, and like how people play those games unless they have like retro consoles and stuff. So it's like a lot. It's a lot of shit I don't know. A lot of shit I don't know. Potion, just look at Facebook Markets. Um, just so you know, I haven't been on Facebook for years. Just the other day, um, I went on Facebook because John, no, Jan Ong sent me a link about cats or something. About there's wanted me to donate to somebody who takes care of 350 cats, and it was on Facebook. So it linked me to Facebook, and so when I went to Facebook, I actually like logged in since I don't know like 4 years ago, and I just logged in recently. So I hear that Facebook Marketplace is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna start looking at Facebook Marketplace. One thing that I want to look for though, which is totally like not to do with video games, is people who make food. I want to buy like homemade food from people from Marketplace. I see some people like do like wings, chicken wings and shit that looks just freaking awesome. Like just homemade food, man. Especially me that I buy a lot of food. I eat out a lot. I wouldn't mind eating out from people who make homemade food. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah, Facebook Marketplace. Um, Atari Creep uses it a lot to get a bunch of found items for his artwork. Ricky Ricardo recommends Kink, King, King Hank to take the itch from retro gaming. Mini PC is a good way. King Hank. I never heard of that. I have to Google that. I usually do small indie games, and my Steam Deck through the latest is Balatro. Balatro, yeah, I have that on my Switch. I bought it when it came out back in the day. It's freaking awesome. It's a good game, man. Very addictive. I haven't passed like everything, but I've gotten to the end of it on a few different cards and stuff. It's fun. I like it. I like I don't know. It's fun. Yeah. I also have it on Xbox. I think it came out on Game Pass for a bit. Yeah, man. Food from abuelitas. Yeah, like I really want to get like some homemade food, and they sell them all the time. They make platos and shit. Reasonable price. So the internet TikTokers are ruining it by putting their info online. I see that like I have a TikTok, and I've been seeing the big trend right now is a lot of home coffee shops. Like you can buy different type of freaking like Starbucks like type of frappuccinos and shit, matchas with lavender, and I don't know what the how they have going on in these different garages. But yeah, like you place your order on Instagram, and then you go to their house and you pick them up, like, and they look like legit real freaking coffees and shit. So like people are actually out there doing some entrepreneur stuff. And like I said, I wouldn't mind buying my coffees, or like for example, right now I bought donut and a coffee. If there was a house near me or somewhere that did it, like what's the difference from me buying it at freaking Winchell's and buying it at their house or garage? So long as they're clean and shit, it doesn't really matter to me. And especially now when you go to certain restaurants and they're all dirty and shit. Not the ones that I go to because I wouldn't go there, but there's restaurants out there that are fucking dirty and disgusting. It's like. Put your faith in people, especially because people live where they live, so most likely they're gonna be clean. Whereas people who work at restaurants are like there to work, and it's like, eh. But yeah. Anything else is going on in the world? GG Deal is my go-to site. Good old games, or what is GG Deal? Getting games for $2. The King Hank, huh? Let me see what that is. Shit. They're pretty expensive. The King Hank MP100 Super Mini PC Unmatched Performance. Oh, they're not that bad. The Super Console X2 Pro King Hank is only $99. They also have this amazing Super Console with 16,000 plus games. Only $159. Let me show you guys real quick. Oh, you know what? I put it in the wrong place. You know what? Actually, the King Hank actually looks very viable. Actually, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna show it right now. Just bringing it up. This one here is $159. It comes with this thing here. It looks like it comes with the PlayStation type controller, and supposedly it has 16,000 games. For only 159. Next gen gaming ultimate performance console. The Super Console X5 Pro is equipped with the powerful hardware supporting 4K HD output and smooth emulation. It's compatible with tens of thousands of classic games from retro arcade titles to console masterpieces and indie games. With fast loading speeds, seamless performance, and wide controller support, it delivers an immersive next-gen gaming experience for all players. Those are all next. Those are all. Oh, it has PSP games too. Over 10,000 games preloaded. Most of the popular games are plug and play right out of the box. PlayStation 2, GameCube, N64, 50 plus built-in emulators, and over 10,000 titles. Huh. I had to get loud at a couple recording my local food faux lady's house. Yeah, they shouldn't be recording people's fucking houses and stuff, you know? Yeah, the cops or people go and tell them they can't sell shit out of their house, you know? Because it's not zoned. They need a permit and all that stuff. Everyone's selling coffee now. You can even get Smash tea now. Smash JT and his matcha. Is he still doing that? Yeah, I don't follow Smash or anything, and luckily none of his shit has been coming up on my feed, which is awesome. In before Potion buys on the wrong site and gets scammed. No, this is this site looks legit. It's actually the name of the company, King King Hank Retro Consoles. It looks legit. Plus, his console is only 150 bucks. I mean, it's not like, you know, not the end of the world. Oh, this other one has 60,000 games. Oh, this one's $317. Why? Oh, because this one's a mini PC. See, there's just so many. See, they also have like a mini PC one as well. See, and that's why like there's so many freaking options, so many things that it don't get confusing, but it gets overwhelming, should I say? Like, how do I know from like which ones? I don't know. I guess you just buy them all. But they also have this one here, the King Hank Mini. But this one costs over $300. You can just use your Xbox controller on your Mac and install emulators for free. You don't have to go with the top tier one. There's a Super Console X3. It's around $50. Yeah, that's what I was checking. I mean, they have like this one right here that I'm showing right now on screen is 350 bucks. But they also have a bunch of different ones, like the Super Console X Retro with 60 built-in emulators is only $70. So it's just like what's the not like what's the difference? I guess with a mini PC you can add some PC shit onto it, but I'm just trying to play games. See, they also have this one here for $69.99. Super Console X retro video game. But I don't know. That one right there looks a lot sexier. But then what's this other 4 terabyte thing? Is that the inside? Or is that just what is that? I think it's just the inside, right? How it looks inside? But I really like this one. better than that one. That one looks, not that it looks cheap or whatever, but I don't know. You know, this one's like all sleek, small. Install emulators for free, huh? I have to see, like, I don't even know how to do all that shit, Cyrus, tell you the truth. Like, I don't know where to get my emulators and all that crap. USB gaming controllers. I don't have any. Oh, I guess I do have USB. No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know if I have a USB controllers. I have the Super Console X3 with 60,000 games. Look up, open, menu, open, emu, open emu. You wouldn't waste more than $100? That's overkill. You can find some cheaper ones on Amazon. I don't have a PC. Modern PC will emulate all the retro games just fine. Well, the site that I'm at, I mean, the cheapest one that I saw was, like I said, the $69.99 one. Um, but yeah, this one's right at $89.99. Three systems in one: Emulate, Android, and Corelec. This one's $100. Let me show you. $100 sounds reasonable to me for all those backlog games, and you know. This one here's $100, and it has PSP, Dreamcast, some Game Boy Advance, TurboGrafx, Nintendo. MAME. So it has some arcade and shit, PlayStation. Plug and play without downloading. The Commodore 64, I never had that. I never had a TurboGrafx either. Huh. And RetroArch on Mac. The only thing too though, is like, I'm sure OpenEmu. OpenEmu is about to change the world of video games emulation one console at a time. For the first time, it just works philosophy now extends to open source video games emulation on the Mac. With OpenEmu, it's extremely easy to add, browse, organize with compatible gamepad, play those favorite games, ROMs you already own. For Mac, okay. Okay. What? Okay. Open Emu seems promising. We combine some of the best projects together in one beautiful unified application that simply organizes your personal game library, which is your drop backdrops and your game ROMs, and they're gratefully added to their appropriate library along with the original box art. I'm gonna give this a go. Open Emu, and we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated. But download. So yeah, I'm gonna look into buying one of these retro or whatever plug and play consoles. There's a like, or obviously just to play a bunch of retro games, you know. But I'm also gonna mess with this Open Emu and see what that does for next time. I just downloaded it right now, so I'll install it and see what happens. I'll install that and see what happens. Alright. I think that's gonna be it for today. I have to finish playing Resident Evil. And then start my day. Breakfast is done. I appreciate everybody hanging out today. Today is what? Wednesday? Today Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, but I will stream Friday. I don't stream on the days that I am go to my treatment. I go to my treatments Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. It depends on the time. Either I go at 7 in the morning or at 10 in the morning. So that's why I'm not available. And plus, I'm always tired afterwards. It's a whole biz. So I only stream on. I only plan on streaming these cats and coffees on my mornings where I don't have to go to treatment if I feel up to it. So you guys will see me streaming mostly 4 times a week: Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and maybe Sundays. Just like this, shooting the shit. Talking about community stuff. Whatever comes up, grifters and shit, news, just shooting the shit, man, having fun, hanging out. So that's what you can expect from Cats and Coffee. Nothing too crazy. I don't have any agendas when it comes to these. It's just whatever the day brings, pretty much. So yeah, you guys can catch me on Friday, having my coffee, shooting the shit. I want to thank my biggest fan for being the first one here, always. Albert, hopefully you're staying warm out there. Hopefully you have a little heater, to stay warm during these cold times. I'm sorry that you're an angry individual. Hopefully, life will start turning around and you can be more happier, more pleasant to be around. I want to thank Ricky Ricardo for hanging out, for being a true G, not caring what all these fools are saying. Last line for being part of the rotation now. Always a pleasure. 56K warning. Retro Bro, doing good things out there with the video games. Very inspiring. Speaking of which, my video game's still being I'm still cooking. It's gonna take some time for me to actually produce something. So when I see a Retro Bro come out with his ideas, pretty consistently, like, not that I like I'm what is it, motivated by his work ethic. So it kind of keeps me, like, on days where I'm like, I don't want to do anything today, like, it keeps me kind of motivated. So I kind of like that. And Drunky Cheese, always a pleasure. Keep up your good freaking your streams. Pretty soon you'll be hitting 100, bro. Man, imagine that. It's gonna be good times, bro. Cyrus, thank you for the suggestions when it comes to Emulation, I'm gonna give that website a shot and see what I can do. But even if that don't work out, I'm probably gonna be buying one of those consoles, just to have access to all those games that I missed, like all those freaking Castlevanias, um, just all those retro games that I just missed. Who else? I think that was it. I think that was it today. And be sure to thank Xbox for not having any games. Um, for Xbox not having any games, like I have most of my games on Xbox. When I think of my library, they're all on Xbox. I have some PlayStation games, I have some Wii games, but yeah, Xbox is my bread and butter. Even though I know that the console is gonna be my last console, I still buy games for it. Excuse me. Speaking of which, before I go, one of the games that I want to buy for my Switch is called The House of Cud. Is it The House of Cud? I don't know. It looks like a weird ass freaking like pixel game, like Atari type of graphics, but supposedly is deep, very deep. Something The House of Cud, or something like that is called. The House of Cud. Nintendo Switch. The Caves of Cud for Nintendo Switch. It looks weird. It looks like a weird ass game. It looks like you're freaking working with code. Let me show you guys real quick in case you guys haven't seen. This is a screenshot of a house of or caves of Cud, should I say. But that's one of the games I want to get for my Nintendo Switch. I know it came out digitally. It came out digitally maybe a couple weeks ago or so. But I'm not sure if they have it so this is it right here. It's weird. See, the graphics are very pixelated, very cheap, I guess you can say, whatever. I stylized, but it's also like code and stuff, like on the side, like text. I don't know. It looks cool. It looks different. Supposedly it's very addicting. So I want to give this game a go. The Caves of Cud. Just take the treatment, blah blah blah. Install that before wasting your money. Yeah, I'm gonna install what Cyrus told me to install first before I go buy a King Kank. But if but I think eventually I'm gonna get one of those King Kanks if it's just a plug and play, just to make it a lot easier for me. Caves of Cud, yeah, it's a roguelike. I think built like OG Rogue. Yes, so, yeah, it's a roguelike, like an OG one. Um, I have where I go to get my treatment. There's a tech. He plays video games, and sometimes we talk about video games where we're playing and stuff. And he plays a lot on PC. And he was playing this about a year ago, and he told me about it. And I don't play on PC. Obviously, we talked about that. But I saw that it came out for Nintendo Switch a couple weeks ago. I want to buy it physical. That's why I haven't bought it digitally. So I'm gonna see if it's actually out there physically. And if there's a physical copy, I'm gonna buy the physical copy. If not, then I'll buy it digitally. But I was kind of hoping because I play my Xbox more than anything, so I kind of wanted it on my Xbox. But it'd be kind of cool to have it handheld too and take it on the go. Especially if I can take it to my treatment. And I'm there like for like 3.5 hours. So get some good game sessions going. Anyways, it looks cool. Caves of Cud. If anybody's interested, I think I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Last line, Ricardo. Everybody else, Retro Bro, Evil. I'll catch you guys in a couple of days. I'm not sure if I'm gonna release a video later on. There ain't really much to talk about. I think I've already talked about everything. But it was good hanging out with you guys, and I'll hang out with you guys in about on Friday. Yeah, Friday. Sounds good. Remember, guys, always, and I mean it, enjoy your lives. You know, and be kind to yourselves. There's so much to be blessed, you know? Like, life is just wonderful, even the little things. Like right now, the sun is shining. I'm gonna go take Charlie for a walk and just go enjoy the freaking birds. um, but yeah, man. Everybody, enjoy your morning, your day, your life. Don't take it for granted. Don't be angry. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.